الله الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار. الله الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another episode of the attributes of Allah, and in this episode we speak about Al-Muqadim, the expediter, the promoter, Al-Mu'akh-khir, the delayer, the retarder, Al-Muqadim wal-Mu'akh-khir. Now these two attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is taken from some ayat of Al-Quran, though they are not mentioned except in hadith. Actually what it means, Al-Muqaddim, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who is going to give a high position, a first position to some, and to delay some other, or let them be behind, that is in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you can say that Al-Muqaddim wal-Mu'akh-khir, it applies to the status of some people in this world that is higher than the other. Some are in the advanced group, some in that group which is left behind. And in the very same way, this is the same thing which is going to happen on the Day of Judgment as well. But let us take this verse in which the word qaddama is used. In Surah Qaf, there is a dialogue between a person who is conversing with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and saying that I did not mislead the other person, he was the one who was misled by himself. قال قرينه ربنا ما أطغيته ولكن كان في ضلال بعيد قال لا تختصموا لدي وقد قدمت إليكم بالوعيد ما يبدل القول لدي وما أنا بظلام للعبيد. Now the person is brought on the Day of Judgment, and his companion, that is the Satan now, he would say that, Allah, I did not mislead him. He was himself in a manifest error. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would say, don't dispute in front of me. As long as I have advanced you, or I have given you in advancement all the warnings. I told you about this day. Why did not you pay heed at that time? My saying is not going to be changed today, and I am not the one to inflict injustice upon anyone. In the end of these ayats, we come to know about these two groups. The group which is given an advancement towards Al-Jannah, and the group which is left behind, meaning in the hellfire. يَوْمَ نَقُولُ لِجَهَنَّمَ هَلِ امْتَلَأْتِ وَتَقُولُ هَلْ مِن مَزِيدٍ وَأُزْلِفَتِ الْجَنَّةُ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ غَيْرَ بَعِيدٍ. When we say to Jahannam that day, we would say to Jahannam, are you filled? Is there any space for more? And the paradise would be brought in near to those people who fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that is the sunnah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that He got people who fear Him, who worship Him, that would be in the advanced group, and those who reject Him, they would be in the group which is, you can say, in the back. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created 4 different worlds. First world is the world of Al-Janeen, the embryo in the womb of his mother. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said, هُوَ أَعْلَمُ بِكُمْ إِذْ أَنْشَأَكُمْ مِنَ الْأَرْضِ وَإِذْ أَنْتُمْ أَجِنَّةٌ فِي بُطُونِ أُمَّهَاتِكُمْ فَلَا تُزَكُّوا أَنفُسَكُمْ هُوَ أَعْلَمُ بِمَنِ اتَّقَى. He knows you well when He has created you out of the earth. When you were just embryos in the wombs of your mothers. So don't say that you are purified. Don't boast about your purification. He knows who is the one who got more fear of Allah. What we want to achieve by this discussion, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also, when He created these four worlds one after the other. The first world, that comes first, and then the second one, then the third one, then the fourth one. So He is Al-Muqadim and He is Al-Mu'akh-khir. The second world is this world. This world, which is given the name of Ad-Dunya, either because لِدُنُوِّهَا, because it is the nearest one to us, or لِدَنَاءَتِهَا, because it is mean, it is very mean in comparison to Al-Akhirah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned this world and Al-Akhirah in so many ayat. فَآتَاهُمُ اللَّهُ ثَوَابَ الدُّنْيَا وَحُسْنَ ثَوَابِ الْآخِرَةِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given them the reward of this world and the best reward of the hereafter. The third world is the world of Al-Barzakh, after the death till the day of resurrection. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said about the punishment of the people of Pharaoh, النار يعرضون عليها غدوا وعشيا ويوم تقوم الساعة أدخلوا آل فرعون أشد العذاب. These people, the fire is presented to them, or they are presented to the fire in the morning, in the evening. But on the day of the last hour, it would be said, admit them in the most severe punishment. And the fourth world, of course, is Darul Qarar, that is the world eternal, that is Al-Akhirah. تِلْكَ الدَّارُ الْآخِرَةِ نَجْعَلُهَا لِلَّذِينَ لَا يُرِيدُونَ عُلُوًّا فِي الْأَرْضِ وَلَا فَصَادًا وَالْعَاقِبَةُ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. This is the life of Al-Akhirah, house of Al-Akhirah. We make it for those people who got no haughtiness, no arrogance in the land, and they don't create corruption in the land. وَالْعَاقِبَةُ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. And the end is for those people who fear Allah. That was Al-Muqadim. And we have said many things about Al-Mu'akh-khir as well, but now let us take Al-Mu'akh-khir by itself. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to delay the non-believer, Al-Kafir, the infidel. Delaying him means throwing him into Jahannam. In this world, he was not thrown. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has delayed that end. But in the end, it is going to happen. And as far as the people of Al-Jannah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said about them, إِنَّ أَصْحَابَ الْجَنَّةِ الْيَوْمَ فِي شُغُلٍ فَاكِهُونَ هُمْ وَأَزْوَاجُهُمْ فِي ظِلَالٍ عَلَى الْأَرَائِكِ مُتَّكِئُونَ لَهُمْ فِيهَا فَاكِهَةٌ وَلَهُمْ مَا يَدَّعُونَ سَلَامٌ قَوْلًا مِّن رَبِّ الرَّحِيمٍ. The people of Al-Jannah today, they would be in a business, happy and enjoying that. They and their spouses in the shades, on the cushions reclining, they got the fruits and they got whatever they want. Salamun qawlan min Rabbir Rahim. And it would be said, peace be upon you, a saying coming from Allah who is Rahim, who is merciful. And about the non-believers, وَامْتَازُ الْيَوْمَ أَيُّهَا الْمُجْرِمُونَ. O criminals, now be separated. So there is this idea of delaying them, separating them from the believers. And we said that this type of separation or difference among the people, it may be because of their status. And that is true. On the Day of Judgment, Allah SWT said in Surah Al-Waqi'ah, وَكُنْتُمْ أَزْوَاجًا ثَلَاثَةً فَأَصْحَابُ الْمَيْمَنَةِ مَا أَصْحَابُ الْمَيْمَنَةِ وَأَصْحَابُ الْمَشْأَمَةِ مَا أَصْحَابُ الْمَشْأَمَةِ وَالسَّابِقُونَ السَّابِقُونَ أولئك المقربون. You would be in three groups. People of the right hand. And what do you know about the people of the right hand? The people of the left hand. And what do you know about the people of the left hand? وَالسَّابِقُونَ السَّابِقُونَ. Those people who were always first in everything. And they would be first in the most highest place on the Day of Judgment as well. Those people who were first in this world, for example, in prayer to come to the mosque. Those people who were first to respond to the call of Iman. Those people who were the first, when they were called to give charity, they said, this is our charity. Those people who were first in their fasting, in their hajj, in everything they were first. So they are as-sabiqun, because they were first in each and every good act. This is why they would be labeled on the Day of Judgment as as-sabiqun, and their reward is the highest one, the best one. And in comparison to them, take the case of al-munafiqun. On the Day of Judgment, the hypocrites would be looking for the light because they have seen the believers running in the light. يوم يقول المنافقون والمنافقات للذين آمنوا انظرونا نقتبس من نوركم قيل ارجعوا وراءكم فالتمسوا نورا فضرب بينهم بسور له باب باطنه فيه الرحمة وظاهره من قبله العذاب ينادونهم ألم نكن معكم قالوا بلى ولكنكم فتنتم أنفسكم وتربصتم وارتبتم وغرتكم الأماني حتى جاء أمر الله وغركم بالله الغرور. A very, very good passage from Al-Quran. That day, the hypocrites, men and women, they would be saying to the believers, wait for us, give us some of your light. And they would say to them, no, go back and try to find out your light by yourselves. And then what is going to be happen at once? A wall is going to be fixed between the believers and al-munafiqeen. Now, on the other side or the outer side of the wall are munafiqun. Here is azab, here is the punishment. And in the inner side of that wall are the believers, where there is the mercy of Allah and the blessing of Allah. And a call would come or a reply would come from the believers to the hypocrites. When the hypocrites would say to them that in this world we were with you, we were attending with you the prayer, we were attending with you your weddings, we were attending with you all the ceremonies. And they would say to them, yes, but وَلَكِنَّكُمْ فَتَنْتُمْ أَنفُسَكُمْ. You have put yourself into so many fitna, so many trials. وَتَرَبَّصْتُمْ. You were always waiting for our fall, when the believers are going to be defeated. So they would rejoice at that time. وَارْتَبْتُمْ. And you were always in doubt about the promises of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then your false desires have deceived you. And above that, the Satan, Al-Gharur, he has deceived you in the matter of Allah. This is how some people, they would be in that advanced group, and some people are right at the back. And that is the meaning of Al-Muqadim wal-Mu'akh-khir. And inshallah we are going to take two more attributes of Allah after the break. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
الله الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار.
Those who love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for those who worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone, for those who want to enter the Jannah, the paradise that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created for the believers. And that's why we need to learn and we need to get to know what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants from us, so that we submit ourselves to the orders of Allah. And this is knowledge that we need to learn. Why we're spending more time to look into the verses and to the meanings of the verses in depth, so that we can get to learn from it what we need ourselves to be steadfast, to be obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to ponder over the meanings of the miraculous words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Before the break, we have spoken about the two attributes of Allah, Al-Muqadim wal-Mu'akh-khir. And in this session, we want to speak about Al-Awwal wal-Akhir, the first one and the last one. And these two names, and also Al-Zahir wal-Batin, they are mentioned in just one ayah of Al-Quran, that is the ayah of Surah Al-Hadid. هو الأول والآخر والظاهر والباطن وهو بكل شيء عليم. He is the first, He is the last, He is manifest, He is hidden, and He knows everything. And that is also mentioned in one hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, which is actually, you can say, an explanation of these words. Our Prophet ﷺ said in one of his prayers, Allahumma rabba as-samawati wa rabba al-ard wa rabba al-arsh al-azim wa rabba kulli shay faliq al-habbi wal-nawa munazzil al-tawrati wal-injili wal-Qur'an a'udhu bika min sharri kulli dabbatin anta akhidhun binasiyatiha Allahumma anta al-awwal فليس قبلك شيء وأنت الآخر فليس بعدك شيء وأنت الظاهر فليس فوقك شيء وأنت الباطن فليس دونك شيء اقض عنا الدين وأغننا من الفقر. That is a very beautiful supplication of the Prophet ﷺ, and especially the last bit in which we say, اقضِ عنا الدين, O Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, remove us or pay for us our debts, and remove us from us our poverty. Make us wealthy, remove us our poverty from us. That is also good for a person who wants to ask these two things from Allah. Now let us, coming back to the supplication itself, O Allah, who is the creator of the heaven, the creator and nourisher of the earth, creator of the great throne, creator of everything, the one who splits the grain and the stone which is in the grain itself, like the date, the one who has brought down At-Tawrat and Injil and Al-Quran. O Allah, I take shelter with you from every evil. كل دابة أنت آخذ بناصيتها. Every creature creeping on the land, Allah, you got hold of its forehead. Allahumma anta al-awwal. Allah, you are the first. فَلَيْسَ قَبْلَكَ شَيْءٍ. There is none before you. So we understand from this word, Allahumma anta al-awwal, what does awwal means? There is none before Allah. Wa anta al-akhir, falaysa ba'daka shay. You are the last, no one is after you. Because when we say this is the last thing, it means that nothing is coming after that. In the very same way, when we say that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the last, there is no one to remain after him. وَأَنْتَ الظَّاهِرُ فَلَيْسَ فَوْقَكَ شَيْءٍ. O Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you are manifest. There is nothing above you. It means that everything appears to us because you made it appear to us. Allahumma anta al-zahir. And inshallah we are going to explain this word later in our next episode. وَأَنْتَ الْبَاطِنُ فَلَيْسَ دُونَكَ شَيْءٍ. And you are the hidden. Nothing is under you. Nothing is beyond you. اقضي عنا الدين وأغننا من الفقر. So this is the meaning of the word Al-Awwal and also the word Al-Akhir. Here I may mention a small story about a preacher not from the Muslim faith who was just preaching his own faith, and he came to some villagers and he said to them, give me the answer of these 3 questions. He said, because he knew that they are simple people and they would be embarrassed by these questions. No one would be going to reply to these questions, and this is why he is going to win on that day, win some people to his own faith. He said, who is before Allah? That was the first question. Who is before Allah? The second, which direction is his face? And the third, what is he doing now? So actually this person, or the preacher, was sitting on a chair and he was addressing the simple villagers in that meeting. So one of the villagers, also a very ordinary person, a person just selling vegetables in his shop, he stood up. He says, I am willing to answer you all these 3 questions, but my first demand is that you ask these questions while you were sitting on the chair. So get down from the chair and I sit in your place, and then I will answer you. So he got down. The man came and sat on the chair, and he said, that is an answer to one of your questions, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is doing now. He brought you down and he brought me in your place. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is doing now. And then he said, man, do you know how to count the numbers? He said, yes. All right, then count them. He said, 1, 2, 3, 4. He said, no. What is before 1? He said, nothing. He said, this is Allah, huwa Al-Awwal. He is the first. There is none before him. And then he asked someone to bring a candle. He lit the candle, and then the flame was there. He said, can you tell me which direction is the face of this flame? Of course, there is no one direction. So that person was given the answer for all these 3 questions. That is Al-Awwal. Now let us move to the second attribute of Allah, which is Al-Akhir, the last. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the last one. There is no one coming after him. And we have said it before. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or you can say in this way, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala huwa al-awwalu bi-ihsanihi wal-akhiru bi-ghufranihi. He is awwal, he is the first with all his bounties, and he is the last bi-ghufranihi, with his forgiveness. In this world, he was showering us with all his mercy and bounties. In the hereafter, he would shower us with forgiveness. Huwa al-awwalu bil-hidayah wal-akhiru bil-ri'ayah. He is al-awwal, the meaning that he guided us, and he is akhir, meaning to maintain us. In the same way, we can say that huwa al-awwalu bil-is'ad wal-akhiru bil-imdad. He is first one to give us fortunes, and he is the last one to help us with so many things. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the last one, as we understand from this ayah. When the trumpet was blown and everybody would be dead, nothing would be alive, none would be alive, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would say, limanil mulkul yawm, for whom is the kingdom today? And the answer would come from Allah himself, lillahi al-wahid al-qahhar, for Allah who is one, who is dominant. As it is the attribute of Allah Al-Akhir, in the very same way, we see it in among the human beings as well. Though the human beings, they got the beginning, they got the end. As far as the whole population of the earth, there was that first man, Adam, and then there would be the last one to die, before the last day. Among the prophets of Allah, again, the first prophet is Adam, and the last prophet and messenger is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. After him, no prophet, no messenger is coming. There were so many ummah, so many nations which came before us, and this is the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the last ummah which has been declared as guidance for all. A man himself in his life, when he comes to this life, that is his beginning, and his last word should be kalimatul tawheed, as the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said, man kana akhiru kalamihi la ilaha illallah dakhal al-jannah. The person whose last saying is la ilaha illallah, eventually he is going to get into Jannah, enter into Jannah. And when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has named the other life as Al-Akhirah, the second one or the last one, because in comparison to this world, that is the other one or the last one. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has placed evidence in the man himself to know about Al-Akhirah. How? I just give you this one evidence, that we find when we think about ourselves, that wherever there is an urge, there is an answer for that urge. What does it mean? If we got the urge of thirst, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has provided us with water to quench the thirst. If we become hungry, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provided us with food to remove our hunger. If we got inclination for sexual act, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has provided for us our spouses, and this is how we fulfill that desire as well. But there is one need or one urge for which we don't find an answer here, and that is to have an ideal life, a life without worries, a life without pain at all, a life where there is no death, nobody is dying, no dear one is going away and leaving us. People are looking for that ideal life. Don't you see some wealthy people who got a lot of wealth? They may buy a whole island with gardens, rivers, sea water. They say that now we are going to have an ideal life. But of course, one day the death angels come and knock at their door. Man, this is your time. Your time is up. Come back to Allah. He is not getting that ideal life. So the question comes, if this is the urge which is created in us, where is the answer? We got the answer. Yes, the ideal life would be there in the hereafter. And this is how this world is incomplete until it is associated with the Akhirah, then it becomes complete. And with this we come to the end of this episode. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
الله الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار الله الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار